This presentation is called Isolating the Infielder. Break them down to build them up. In it, we're going to break down each specific part of infield play and follow that up with a handful of drills that are going to isolate each one of those parts. In the end, you'll be able to use those parts to break your infielders down and build them back up when they put everything all together. Infield play can be broken down into 8 distinct parts: the pre-pitch, first step quickness, the approach to the ball, our footwork to field the ball, fielding the ball, our footwork to throw the ball, the actual throw, and then the follow. But these 8 parts are grouped in 4 different ways. The pre-pitch and first step work hand in hand, as do the approach and the footwork to field. Our footwork to field, securing the baseball, and our footwork to throw are the most important group of them all, and we finish it up with our feet to throw, the throw, and the follow. When you work with your players, definitely focus the most on our footwork to field, the fielding of the baseball, and our footwork to throw. Going over each specific part of infield play, we begin with the pre-pitch and first step. The pre-pitch and first step is all about getting to the balls of your feet. We want to get on them, on contact, and get off of them right after contact. The pitch is our stopwatch. If you take a look at Dustin Pedroia, his pre-pitch is a little unconventional as he jumps off the ground about 2 feet off the air. But what is very, very consistent that he does every single pitch, every single game, every single year is that he's timing his touchdown back to the ground on the balls of his feet when the ball is going through the hitting zone. Xander Bogaerts is a little bit different where he steps into it and has just a tiny little hop, but both of them are very consistent in their ability to get to the balls of their feet exactly when they need to. If you guys have a couple minutes after watching this presentation, I suggest you Google Dustin Pedroia pre-pitch and you'll find a video on ESPN that has him in one small screen during a game that isolates him during about 3 or 4 consecutive pitches against the Yankees. What you'll see is how he times out his pre-pitch and the consistency that he has in touching down exactly when he needs to as the ball is going through the hitting zone. The approach to the baseball is all about being under control. We try to get away from the idea of charging the baseball because it gives the impression of being out of control. As we go to the ball under control, we want to create an angle to quote unquote get around the baseball so that we're able to move into the throw going towards our target. Our footwork to field is set up in a way to get us under and through the baseball. It's 2 steps where our right foot gets us low and our left foot gets us through. All good infielders play from the ground up and work from low to high. The right foot is going to get us underneath the ball, and our left foot is going to essentially step through the ball just as we're about to catch it, setting us up to throw. When it comes time to actually field the baseball, we want to do so with our fingers down and our palm facing home plate. By doing that, we're opening up our gloves, which are the smallest on the field, to be as big as they possibly can be. If our hand is flat, almost like we're catching raindrops, we're making a small glove even smaller. So we want to open that thing up as big as we possibly can. We want to catch it out in front with our eyes behind the baseball. After the catch, we want to bring the ball to center because the majority of the throws that infielders are going to make are going to start at the center of our body. Our bare hand we want to have in position to take the ball out as opposed to flipping the ball out into the bare hand from the glove. Our footwork to throw works as a simple replacing of our feet that's going to 1, close up our front side, and 2, gain ground into our throw. We want to close up our front side using our front shoulder as a sniper sight pointed directly at our target. With replacing our feet once again, we gain ground into the throw, making the throw slightly shorter with more on it as our feet are engaged in our lower half moving into the throw. All defense is a simple extension of playing catch. So once our infielders have successfully caught the ball and have moved their feet into the throw, all they need to do is simply play catch. The idea of chasing the ball and following their throw gives them the idea of momentum going into the throw, which they've worked really, really hard to produce with their feet leading up to this point. We begin the drill portion of our presentation with the hand roll routine. It's a drill progression that isolates a specific part of infield play. We begin with our players on their knees, progress to a wide base position on their feet, then we incorporate some footwork to first and to second, isolate the forehand and the backhand, and finish up with a firm roll. This stuff is simple, It yields incredible habits that translate into the game and only takes about 6 to 8 minutes to get through the entire portion. I highly recommend this as a portion of your daily routine. The hand roll routine begins with our infielders on their knees and catching the ball with one hand. The focus is on catching the ball with proper glove angle where our fingers are down and our palm is facing home plate. The hand we want to think of as a wall and not a ramp, and we do not want to catch raindrops with a flat glove. On our knees, we're now going to catch the ball with two hands, still with a focus on our glove angle, but now with more of an emphasis on catching the ball out in front and bringing the ball to center. The expression, catching the ball like an egg, creates those good habits to catch the ball with soft hands.
Stop it.
Moving our players onto their feet, we are going to put them into a wide base position where their feet are nailed into the ground. The emphasis here is on them getting low and working into their legs. We want them to work from the ground up with an emphasis on bending at their knees, not hunched over at their waist. By being an athlete, we want them to work with the hop and adjust as the ball dictates. With our infielders still in their wide base position and their feet nailed into the ground, we want to have them catch the ball now with two hands as they would in a game. The focus is still on them getting into their legs, working from low to high. We want them to still be an athlete and catch the ball the same exact way that they did from the very, very start of the hands progression.
Good.
We can make the point now with two hands for them to bring the ball to center and take the ball out with their bare hand as opposed to flipping the ball out with their glove hand.
Do it. Feet first.
The next part of our hand roll routine incorporates some footwork to first base. Here, the focus is on our throwing footwork after the catch. As we mentioned earlier, the footwork to throw is all about replacing our feet to close up our front side. Our front shoulder is going to act as our sniper sight pointed to our target. When watching this video, take note of how the footwork is literally one step replacing the other.
All right, now out of wide base, your footwork's the second one. Just a quick jump turn, okay? Yeah.
The hand roll is very progression, as you see. Ready? Wide base.
short bungo now. All right. Second. Here we go.
The external portion of the hand roll routine isolates the backhand and the forehand. Have your infielders draw an X on the dirt and place their feet on one leg of the X to isolate one side over the other. For the backhand, the hand and the arm will work much in the same way that it does during the robot dance, with a hinge at the elbow allowing the hand to play through the ball. And just like on a routine ground ball, we still want to work from the ground up and get low down to the ground. By telling your players to take their chin to the ball, naturally, they're going to get nice and low and be able to position to work through the ball both with their hands and the feet. For the forehand portion of the X drill, we want to place our feet on the other leg of the X. Here, the glove foot works with the glove hand, where we're catching the ball with one hand, closing up our front side, again, using that front shoulder as our sniper sight.
Good.
The final segment of the hand roll routine is the firm roll. During this portion of the routine, we are focused on letting the hand work loose and free to create a good hop. In this segment, we want players to feel the ball in one of three different ways, starting with the forehand working through the ball, the backhand through the ball, or bringing the ball to center like they did at the beginning of the routine. The difference between this part of the routine and the rest is that we are at a greater distance away from the infielder, and we are giving them a feed that is much similar to us skipping a rock on the water. By doing it in this regard, we're able to give our players a variety of different hops that force them to let their hand work to create the good hop out of one of the three ways we give them to feel the ball. The pyramid drill allows our infielders to focus entirely on their approach to the ball. While staying under control, we want them to create an angle as they move into the throw towards their target. The way this drill works is by having an infielder start at the top of the pyramid and approaching a ball that's hit directly at them. Once they field that ball, they move back to the top of the pyramid and they have to create an angle to work around a backhand on a ball hit to their right. Once they field that ball, they go back to the top of the pyramid, and they do the same for a ball to their left, really focusing on getting around the baseball into the throw, closing up their front side. You can run through this drill dry without a ball rolling so that they could focus entirely on the approach, and then you could incorporate a hand roll or a batted ball to do the same thing.
Go ahead.
Here's a look at the pyramid drill that we run dry with the balls already set up. By doing it this way, we take the worry about actually having to field the ball out of the equation and put the entire focus on getting comfortable with creating that angle to get around the baseball. Once our infielders get comfortable with running through this drill dry, they're now ready to handle a hand roll to focus on the same things. We'll start by rolling a ball directly at our infielder where they have to get around the ball to create the angle towards first base. After they field that ball, they'll return to the top of the pyramid and we'll roll the ball to their right where they have to do the same thing to get around on their backhand side. After they field that, they'll get back to the top of the pyramid and we'll finish up with a ball to their forehand. A way that we could really help increase their range is by little, rep by rep, roll the ball just a little bit further on the right or the left. By doing this, you're going to force them to really get off the block and work hard to get around that ball to get everything going back towards first base if possible. The circle drill is a two-part drill that focuses on getting to and working through the baseball. In the first part, an infielder starts behind the circle and a coach either rolls or hits a baseball and asks the infielder simply to field the ball inside of the circle. In the second part of the drill, the infielder is going to start in the middle of the circle and the coach again is going to either roll or hit the baseball, and we're going to tell the infielder they are not allowed to leave the circle until they go to field the ball. This is going to have them focus on engaging their feet, setting their feet up to field, and having aggressive feet to work through the ball to get out of that circle. Here's a look at the get-in portion of the circle drill. This is a great drill for your players who have a bad habit of waiting back on the baseball.
Watch it. Watch the ice. Good. One more. Good.
Here's a look at the get-out portion of the circle drill. This is a great drill for your players who have a bad habit of being flat-footed when they go to field the ball. Now the reality with this is the slower the roll, the more challenging the rep, because we're asking our players to
Keep your feet moving. Keep your feet moving. Keep your feet moving.
Set themselves up to field.
Good.
By keeping their feet moving,
One more.
they're going to be in a great position to field the ball and be aggressive, working through the ball to get out of that circle.
All right.
Turbo Pepper is a high-energy drill that focuses on the pre-pitch and first step parts of infield play. We're going to isolate the balls of our infielders' feet by having them in a constant hop that creates a feel for them of actually being on the balls of their feet. Rather than having a self-fungo, we are going to do a toss fungo that creates a live read. With that live read, we are forcing infielders to actually read and react to the ball on their first step in the same way that they would during a game.
One for me. Here we go. Yeah! One more roundie.
A short fungo allows our infielders an opportunity to put everything together while still being able to focus on the technique of exactly what they're doing. Rather than hitting the ball from home plate, the shorter distance allows for a slower paced ground ball. With that slower paced ground ball, it's much easier for our players to focus on the technique to make sure that they're doing everything right. In addition, we're able to emphasize a specific type of ground ball by being at a closer distance.
Yeah.
Here, you'll get a good look at the short fungo with our feet moving towards first base. We'll go 3 balls directly at the infielder, work 3 balls to his right where we're focusing on the backhand, and then 3 or 4 balls to his left, working through the ball on his forehand.
Okay, backhand. Forehand. Hey, one hand the last 2. Uno mano. Do a little relay.
Here's a look at the short fungo with our feet moving to second base. From the shorter distance at a slower pace, this allows an infielder who's learning the position for the first time the ability to focus on his approach and his footwork to make sure that he's getting the technique down first and worrying about the speed second.
Same thing like the third base. We want to try to keep everything left to center. All we're doing is shifting our feet. Okay.
Good strong base.
There you go. You're flipping that glove around. You got no chance catching that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna happen in the game.
Drew. Tell your dad it's time for it.
There you go.
Good boy.
Secure the ball first, and then think about your feet. There you go. Good. Catch the ball first, move our feet second. There you go.
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you think there? Tried to move your feet before you caught it?
Yeah. Come on.
There. Get there.
Nice, John.
Good, Gunner. Oh boy. Yep.
For many of our drill progressions, we like to work in a crawl before you walk, walk before you jog, jog before you run kind of way. We want to start by finding the player's starting point and we want to go at their pace. If they can't do it slow, it's going to be very, very hard for them to do it fast. Let's always focus on the technique first and the speed second. There are two specific skills for infielders that I love to teach in the crawl before you walk, walk before you jog, jog before you run kind of progression. The first being the slow roller. The key to the slow roller is our infielder's ability to throw off the wrong foot. So with that in mind, we're going to have them play catch off the wrong foot and not even have to worry about fielding the ground ball. So as your players, after they've warmed up and they're coming back into about 60 feet, have them stand and go with a 1, 2, 3 kind of progression. Coach yells out 1, the right foot steps forward. Coach yells out 2, the right arm goes up. And on 3, they're going to throw. As they get comfortable with those steps, you could eliminate the cadence and let them do it on their own. From there, we could do the same where we mimic them catching, stepping, and throwing like they would on a slow roller, still while we're playing catch at 60 feet apart. You could have them bend over and yell out catch. Then we yell out step, and finally we yell out throw. We do that a handful of times, and then we take the cadence away from the coach and let them do that on their own. From there, we're able to put the ball in their glove and have them actually mimic fielding a ground ball as they would a slow roller, but they don't have to worry about actually fielding the ball because it's already in their glove. There, they can get the technique down, get the footwork down, and get a throw off. The next step would be actually rolling them a slow roller that's not too challenging to field. And finally, you could finish off with a fungo that's going to give them some tricky hops to handle. The other aspect of infield play that's great to be taught in a very, very slow progression are double play pivots from second base. Here, we can start with the ball and glove and literally walk them through the steps of turning the double play. Once they understand exactly what the footwork is supposed to look like, we can then progress into a one-step toss. From there, they're going to have their left foot on the base, and we're just going to toss a ball underhand so they get comfortable with getting their foot to the ball. As they get comfortable with that footwork, we're going to stay at a one-step toss and actually move further back to mimic an overhand feed from the shortstop and move all the way over to third base so they get that feed coming across the diamond. Once they get comfortable with that one step and their right foot going to the ball, we can then turn them into a short pivot where they move a few steps away from the base and they get the feel for getting to the base early and then progressing into the left foot on the base and right foot to the ball pivot. As they get comfortable with that from a closer distance, they can slowly but surely move out to their regular double play depth and get to a regular pivot where they're getting to the base in the same way that they would in a game. Here, on the base. In this 5-minute video, we're going to see the exact progression we're talking about. One-step toss, one-step feed, all the way back to a regular depth double play pivot. Here, we're trying to get the comfort first with the technique, and then having a player who's learning the pivot for the first time understand the timing to get to the base early so we can set his feet up to make the play.
No, I'm good. You can throw from there. Are you loose? Good. As long as you're out of the baseline and you do that with your feet, you clear the guy from being legally allowed to get you.
Yeah.
Just think about using your legs. Obviously, if it's below my knees, I should be able to sit down. Anything from here down, I should be able to catch like this.
Okay.
Is that what we do? We want to come up and catch it down here. And it's flat.
Fuck.
There you go.
I have the imaginary box. Here, your hand.
There you go.
So like you set up on the back foot of the base, like even like this throw, that base right here, this throw on the base, so you can go get that.
Yeah, it's gonna get close.
Yeah. Like I like your expression of taking the chest. One more, Gunner.
Hey Gunnar, why don't you just start something, just try to get the feel for that base.
Okay.
There you go, good. Good. It's okay. Two more.
That's good, Gunner.
Thank you.
Corners is the mother of all infield drills because it puts footwork into focus. The feet are going to set up everything. We're going to move our feet to throw, we're going to move our feet to catch. Very rarely will an infielder ever catch a ball and not have to redirect a throw somewhere else. Four corners gives us an opportunity for our infielders to put it all together. We can create three different size boxes to focus on three different types of feeds. The first, a small box at 20 to 30 feet apart, puts the underhand double play feed into focus. We could use the underhand feed just going around the horn as a shortstop would to second base, or as a first baseman would feeding the pitcher covering first. We could do the underhand feed going reverse around the horn the same way a second baseman would to the shortstop. We could do that option feed in the same way a second base would feed the shortstop, or the shortstop on a ground ball that's hit behind the base. We could also incorporate a ground ball where we have them roll the ball to the left and we underhand feed across. We could do the same on a rolled ball to the right, underhand feed across, and around we go. With a medium-sized box, we can focus on the overhand double play feed at a range of 30 to 45 feet apart. We can start by just playing catch with a loaded base without even stepping, where one infielder throws the ball to his left and then the next guy throws it across. That guy then throws it to his left and then the receiver throws it across himself. Then we can move on to the jump turn going in the opposite direction, jump turning, throwing right, jump turning, throwing across. Finally, we could use both the loaded base and the jump turn off of a rolled ball to the left, throwing the ball from a load base across, rolled ball to the right, jump turn, throw across. And finally, we open up our four corners to the big box at 50 to 60 feet apart. In doing so, Every single throw imaginable our infielders are ever going to make can be isolated in one way or another. Thinking about how many different variations we can come up with here, I've come up with 46 different variations at this size box. The 5 listed here are our staples that I would highly recommend to become a portion of your daily routine. Doing each for 45 seconds, you could get through the entire routine within 5 minutes. Here's a look at 4 corners working around the horn. This throw mimics a third baseman feeding a second baseman on a double play feed. This throw also mimics a second baseman making the turn on the double play feed. This throw also mimics a first baseman making a throw home on a play at the plate. The key here is getting the footwork correct. We're going to move this ball around quickly, not by throwing the ball hard, but by moving our feet quick. Start slow and then move quicker with their feet. Going reverse around the horn in 4 corners forces our feet to engage in a different way. It also forces us to actually read the throw that's coming and allow our feet to work accordingly. On a ball that's even with our body or to our arm side, we want to stay close to the baseball. On a ball that takes us to our glove side, we're going to catch the ball and work in a reverse pivot, turning our back to the field in order to set up the next throw.
Speed your feet up.
Giving our players the ability to throw the ball anywhere around the horn during this 4 corners requires anticipation. They have to anticipate that the ball is coming right to them, and they have to anticipate where they're going to throw the ball next. In creating this type of anticipation in the drill, their feet have to work along the same lines. We can create a routine ground ball in 4 corners when one infielder rolls the ball to his left and the next fields it and throws across. The next guy rolls to his left, he fields it, and then he throws it across. We go around and around and around. In this video, you won't see anybody follow the throw, but we can incorporate the follow after we actually field the ground ball and follow that throw across to the next corner. This last video of four corners is going to isolate the bare-handed slow roller. One guy is going to roll the ball slowly to his left, and then the next is going to field it barehanded and throw on the run across the diamond. You can isolate whatever kind of slow roller you like in this variation of the drill.
Good.
As we finish up this presentation, allow me to leave you guys with one thought. The dumbest guy in the room is the one who knows it all, while the smartest guy in the room is the one who doesn't know a thing. Always be learning. Thank you very much.